Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Hello.
Phil.
Hello. How are you, gentlemen?
Fellow EV fans. How are we all doing?
I can't speak for everybody, but I'm doing pretty damn good. How about you, Phil? How about you, Justice?
Awesome.
I am doing well. Apparently, it's much cooler here than it is in other parts of the country.
Yeah, it's kind of cold in Memphis at 84, and I'm sure humid.
Did you see what Michael posted for
102 in Fort Worth?
No. That's Fort Worth.
Sam.
But Michael talked about Metro Detroit, which is where I'm at, right? So,
wow.
And it's only 75. It's absolutely beautiful here right now.
Wow, fall comes early to Detroit.
It's there today.
I'm just saying right now it's 69 in Sacramento, and you can do with that whatever you want.
It's warmer here in Detroit than it is in California.
That's right. And my humidity's almost nothing.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Yeah.
So what the hell are we talking about today?
Well, first, before we get to that, I do want to mention that I did something different in our description today.
Okay.
And I do want to just sort of cover that as in full transparency thing. We had our email. I got an email yesterday from a regular watcher who went out and bought a Tesla. The fifth one we've had now who said they went out and bought an EV from watching our show. Which I like, but I'm not here to sell EVs. I'm just here to educate. But with that, since this member bought a Tesla, I did put my referral link down in the description. Now, so if anybody wants to test drive and if they want to buy a Tesla, they can get up to $1,000 off with a referral link. Wow. I do earn points for that. So that's where
you're getting something out of that.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of something out of it. I think anyone who watches the show regularly knows I'm not out to like make a ton of money off people. That's not what I'm about. But there's not a lot of ways to save money on a Tesla. So I thought, you know what? Some of these people could have gotten $1,000 off. I didn't give them that opportunity. I'm going to put that down there. But I just wanted to put that out there that I'm putting it there for a discount. Yes, I do earn some points though. So I just wanted to be upfront about that.
Could you explain what that means? You earn points. What exactly does that mean? You point earner, you.
So if you test drive a vehicle and use my referral code, I get 100 points, and I can use those things for things like a discount on full self-driving or my monthly connection charge. I can get supercharger miles. I can get merchandise. I can even get entered into the Cybertruck raffle, so I don't even have to pay for a Cybertruck if I had one. So there's lots of things that you can get on it, but supercharging miles I think is the most common one that people use on that.
Can you build up those points and eventually use those points to get an additional discount on a future Tesla?
Yes, absolutely you can.
Nice.
Wow.
So I mean, it's good for both parties, involved. I did not put it in there to earn myself points. I put it in there to do the $1,000. But I just wanted to be upfront about that because it is the first time I've been using a referral code, and it's not really the mission of CarEdge to make myself anything, but it is my mission to save people some money who want an EV. And if you want a Tesla, you can get up to $1,000 off. So I figured, let's do that.
I think
that's awesome, Justice.
Yeah, I think it's a very cool thing that you're doing.
And thank you for being upfront about it. Thank you for being transparent about it.
Yeah,
I just wanted to be transparent about that and not look like I'm begging for points. But if you could all enter me in the Cybertruck raffle, that would be great.
Now, the other day, speaking of transparent, you wore a different shirt. And literally, you could see through the shirt because of the green screen. So you really were transparent.
That's right. That's right. Today, I don't think I have very much green in me. I think
you do not. So you're, because last Wednesday, your left shoulder was see-through.
Yeah. Sometimes I forget how green things are.
Yes.
Even my Jetsons shirt has like little green diamonds on it, and I forget about that when I go on here. So what are we Phil, what are we talking about today?
Oh, we're talking about EVs that are just on the lot, right? They're not selling.
Are you suggesting for a moment, Phil, that they're just stacking them deep? That's it.
Deeper than we originally thought.
You mean similar to that Mercedes dealership that Zach and I visited down here outside of Atlantic City that was just rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of EVs that are just sitting?
You know, what's funny about that, Ray, though, is there's a dealership up here in Northern California, the #1 Mercedes EV dealership, that is actually buying from all those other dealers.
Well, good for them.
Because they can't get enough. Like Mercedes isn't sending them enough. So they're reaching out to these people who have these rows and rows of EVs and saying, send them here. And I go, hey, Mercedes, if this dealer has all these that they're not selling, and this dealer can't keep them in stock, why do you keep sending this other dealer all these EVs? Wouldn't you think just to move your allocation over there? It doesn't make a lot of sense. We know California is #1 for EV adoption. Like, that's where I feel like it should go.
I think the better question is, why haven't the dealers who haven't been able to sell them, why haven't they turned down those allocations? They know they're not selling them.
Yeah. Well, so who was it? Penske said they have. I believe you're familiar with them.
I am.
Right?
An organization
a little bit.
I worked for quite some time. Yes,
but they have 11,000 units in stock. 740 of those are EVs. So it's not like it's a major part of their fleet there.
Well,
but what's their day supply?
Their EV day supply is 61 days, and their regular supply is 50.
At Penske, I thought it was higher than that. Was it the Mercedes side of things that they have like 190 days supply?
Yeah, the Mercedes, the EQS is 190 day supply.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But overall, I was the EVs overall versus the regular ICE vehicles. But yeah, Mercedes EQS, and I think this is something we talk about all the time, is the day of the super priced EV. I mean, it's not over. Like, when the people who could afford those in 3 years will switch to another EV, sure, but that sort of market's saturated. And the reason, I mean, even they say in this article on Automotive News, our vehicles are better than Tesla. Does Tesla selling better? Well, Tesla's selling better because it's half the cost or less than your vehicle. Like, you can be all luxurious that you want, but that's a smaller market, and it's a smaller market in ICE vehicles too. We know that the luxury market is much smaller than the non-luxury market.
If I remember correctly, last year around this time, the average transaction price for an EV was about $66,000. Today, it is slightly over $53,000.
Yeah. 53,469.
Come down a little bit, and thankfully for to Tesla dropping their cost or price by like $13,000.
But the point is, it's come down dramatically.
It has.
At least on the Tesla side of things in particular.
Well, but Tesla's driving a lot of that in the other automakers, right? Then they're sort of having to keep pace, maybe not on the luxury side of it, but on the non-luxury side of it. You know, look, you can get an Ioniq 5 for a heck of a discount, an EV6. You get some pretty good discounts on those right now.
You can. And then and then as we just recently saw on the luxury side, the Escalade that just was shown.
Yeah.
The new IQ. Oh man, it starts at 130. As they were showing, it was $180,000.
Yeah, starts at 130. Like,
come on.
I mean, how many people can afford? I mean, how many people who were thinking that they might want to go electric with it, so that electric vehicles could actually become mainstream?
Yeah.
How many of those people were saying, gee, I got to have that $100,000+ EV? I think if they ever want these things to become mainstream, they've got to be under 40 grand. And Chevy has proven it with the Bolt. What's their new? The Equinox, is that it? Is that their new?
Yeah, we'll see we'll see how that actually hits. But
Yeah, but the point is that they have to figure out how to make cheap EVs to get mainstream Americans to buy them, to get to have it become a mainstream purchase. It can't just be early adopters, because I've said it,
Yeah.
we've all said it. The early adopters have adopted. They're done adopting for the
They
time
are.
being.
Hence the reason
Yep.
why there's so many sitting on the lot, right, Ray?
Yes.
So everyone who was out there who wanted to get it first in got their pick, right?
Yes.
They got the EV that they wanted. Now early adopters that's it. Now we've got them out there. People aren't interested in them. Cost, whatever it is. And
yeah,
price will start to come down, right? I mean, we know this as the technology and the batteries get better, as they start to sell more, or whatever they've got out there, that'll eventually help to put the price down.
Yeah, I mean, prices for that type of stuff, for new stuff, always tend to come down. Look at OLED TVs.
Yes.
Yeah.
When they first came out, they were insanely expensive.
everyone
Now
remember plasma TVs?
They
I
gotta
had
get
a
back.
plasma TV. Yeah.
They got to get back all the R&D that they put into the product. So
Yeah.
how do they do that? That's priced high in the beginning. Try to recoup as much of that cost as they can, and then get into a volume type
Yes.
situation.
And so if EVs follow along that line,
Mhm.
yeah, you would expect at a certain point prices will be able to come down, because the amount of production has gone up, and so the cost per unit has dropped.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and it continues to drop. And as more battery recycling happens, right now it's not anywhere near what it should be. Even
Mhm.
though these batteries are very recyclable, not everybody's doing it. But once that gets into full swing, it'll be even cheaper to do this. And I just want to go back for 2 seconds here. That the Escalade was the IQ.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ray, that is a Los Angeles vehicle. That is what that is for. That will do really well in LA and the celebrity crowd. And
It
then
will.
that's about it.
Yeah. How about the Celestiq? Is that
I'm still trying to wrap my head around why they're actually producing that. I don't,
because they can, Phil? Because
fine. They can. Yes. Yeah. It's a $300,000 hand-built Cadillac.
340. Don't
340.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's for the cage match crowd, the people who want to go out and fight each other in cages. They can afford.
We should be
those
popular in LA too, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
I'm pretty much sure that Jay Leno's gonna get one of those. He'll have one of those in his.
But the difference is, I think you just hit the nail on the head. He'll get one. They'll give him one.
Yes.
Okay. There's a big difference. Those who can afford to buy one won't.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
They'll be given
right.
one.
Yeah.
And those who can't afford them, who want one, will be the ones that'll actually try to buy the damn things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
that's the way celebrity culture works. I know.
Yeah.
It was back in the 90s. It was Roseanne who said, when I was dirt poor, I couldn't afford anything. And now that I'm a multimillionaire, no one will sell me anything. They just give it to me for free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy world how that all works.
Yes. Better to say, if you're Cadillac, to say, well, Jay Leno has a Celestiq.
They don't even have to. He puts it on Jay's garage, and he can show
That's
off
all he
how
needs to
hard his
do.
car is. Yeah.
That's it.
What do you think if I say Celestiq enough? Do you think the name might stick?
No.
I mean, as soon as you said it, I had to take a double take really quick. Like, what? Then I'm like, oh, okay, I know what he's talking about. But it's catchy.
It would be great if we could get that to stick. Yeah. And I think that would be the whole idea behind it.
I would tell you, Ray, it might be hard to get that to stick.
Yes, it could be. It could be hard. It could be very hard.
Yes, it could be.
Yes,
Yeah.
Just-
absolutely. Can I say something about our headline today?
yes.
The unexpected decline of the electric revolution. Was it really unexpected?
Is it really a decline? Let's not talk about hyperbolic headlines.
Well,
Right.
You went to Zach Shefska University
Yes,
for,
right.
for headline
But
writing.
but there's no flames in my thumbnail. So
Mm.
But if there were, they would be almost impossible to put out.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. They would be. We have to get all new fire people trained up to put out
Yes.
flames in our thumbnails.
Do we see this as an unexpected decline? Or was the projection for how much EVs would take off, was that like just a really rosy projection as to how many people were ready to jump on that bandwagon?
I think there are some people, correct me if you think I'm wrong here, Phil, but I think there are some still overly optimistic, let's call it overly optimistic people, maybe in government, who think that everybody wants to jump on board and everybody can afford it. And I think other people have been more realistic about it. And I don't think this is the end of the road by any means. I think EVs are going to get cheaper. There's going to be a lot more competition come out. And we're just at the beginning of it. But certainly, I think there are those in government who were not expecting this stall.
I feel sorry for those people that
Right.
thought that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of agree with that, Justice. Where'd he go?
He left for a minute. I don't know where the hell he got to. I don't know what we did to him to make him want to leave. Here's a question from James Moore. Ray, how many of your watches are electric?
Oh,
Well,
good question.
I would say about half of my watches are battery operated, and the other half are automatic watches, which require me to move my wrist a lot. So yeah, it's about a 50-50 split. There
Ray,
you
when
have-
are you going to get one of these?
what is that?
The iWatch.
A smartwatch?
It's an
Yeah,
Apple
smartwatch.
Watch.
Well, smartwatches are for smart people, so I don't
okay.
qualify.
I don't agree, but okay.
Yeah, you obviously have not run into a lot of people wearing smartwatches.
Well, I've run into a lot of people using smartphones. I'm one of them that don't know how to use the damn thing.
Yeah.
So, but I have no need or desire for a smartwatch, whether it be Android or Apple. Matters not to me. I don't need to suddenly have something pop up on my wrist that says, "Oh, you just got an email from so and so." You know what? I really don't care. I can wait. So
yeah, there are times that, like when I first got one of these, Ray,
yes.
I was captured on it, right? I mean, I knew I can see all my texts, I can see my email, I get my notifications. I'm like, now I'm super connected. But I would tell you, there are times I put my regular watch on and I'm like, oh, that's nice. I'm not getting blown up. And I can look and I can, oh, so nice.
I've
Disconnect.
I have never understood the need to be super connected like that. And this goes back to, when cell phones first came out. I remember prior to cell phones, it was a pager. And that was a big thing. Everybody had to have a pager. At first, it was just a local drug dealer that needed a pager.
It was.
And drug dealers and doctors. And then it became, everybody needed to have a pager. And I thought, okay, what do I need to have a pager for? So if I'm in my car and my pager goes off, it's not like I'm going to read it, and it's not like I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. So I don't need to know. And then it became cell phones, and cell phones at that time were like the size of a cinder block. Okay. And it was like, Well, yeah, but you can be more productive. No, I'm driving the damn car. I can't really be more productive. Okay. And then it became smartphones.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You can do spreadsheets and everything else while you're on your. I'm still driving the damn car. And now it's like it's on your wrist. Why? Why does it have to be there? Why can't you take a break from people being able to reach you so that, I don't know, maybe you can clear your head. Maybe you can have some happy thoughts. Maybe you could just listen to some music. But why does everybody have to be so connected that you never have time for anything other
It's a
than
problem now because it just creates that urgency and that sense of, anybody can get a hold of me at any time. I'm available now. Like no one has to wait. It doesn't, it shouldn't be.
Well, I don't want to be the first one to break it to you and many others, but most of us aren't that damn important.
Correct.
That they need to be able to have access to it at any
100% correct.
at any conceivable moment. We are not that damn important. Okay, it's not like I'm a heart surgeon and somebody's letting me know that a heart just became available and I need to get to the hospital. That's important. What we do, what average people do, it's not that important.
Yes. Correct.
I will say this, Ray, though, and there's some comments in the chat here too. My mother got a smartwatch.
Yes.
She's going to be 80 next year.
Okay, God bless her.
So she had the medic alert, like bracelet slip and fall things, just in case. And she hated that thing. And she's like, well, let me look at a smartwatch.
Okay.
She got a smartwatch because it has that feature. Plus, a million other things that she can do with it that isn't just the slip and fall. But there's definitely, like the new smartwatches and stuff, even Fitbit have this, fall detection and crash detection, and they can send out emergency signals and all that right away. You can connect them up. And so there is a very good use in that population for that.
Sounds like OnStar for your wrist.
Yeah, without the uselessness of it.
Or the subscription. You have to pay for it?
You have to pay for connectivity. It's like your phone.
Yeah, but
well, that's only if you're going to use cellular service with it.
Yeah, that's true.
So
you can connect it to your phone.
Otherwise, it's just Bluetooth connected to your phone, right? And it gets that right off the phone.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm with Michael. Yeah, me too. I have a lock I can open with my phone.
Yeah,
and my watch.
That in and of itself is,
my Tesla. I can
I'm not ready for
unlock
that.
and get in. And
I have a lock I can unlock with my key.
Yeah, it's great, right?
Oddly enough, Ray, I cannot stand keys. I have 3 keys, no key ring, and it's still too much for me. I really hate it. I really hate it.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah,
I don't know why it bothers me. It just does.
Yeah. Well, I don't need an app to unlock my door. I just need my key and my left hand.
Oh, I just need my left hand.
Yeah.
I can
lucky for you.
Open it up and walk in. See that's how that works. Same with my car. I also don't need a key for my car. I just walk up to it. It unlocks. I get in. I press no buttons, and I just drive off.
How's it start?
My ass in the seat.
Wow.
That is how that works. And then you put it into gear and you go.
It only took me 20 minutes to figure out how to start.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so in fairness, Phil, that was not your car, so you did have to put the card in the middle. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That was loved that.
That is more awkward for especially for Tesla owners who are used to, just using our phone. Having to use the card is very awkward. Because I'm used to, I just open up my door. I don't have to tap anything. I get in, I put it into gear, I drive away. I don't have to put it in the middle and let it recognize. And then,
I will say that I am thankful that even though I do use a smartphone, I'm thankful that is pretty much the end of my connectivity in life. Okay. And may I answer a couple more things for Mr. James Moore?
Yeah, here real fast. Don't forget the Apple Watch also gives you the time and the date.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that what it's there for? Oh,
Yeah,
it
that I mean,
does?
I don't know that's what it's there for.
I didn't know
So does
that.
my normal wristwatch, and so does
That's
my
kind of
phone.
Phil. That's kind of like saying that your phone can also make phone calls.
Yeah.
I don't know
No.
that
Yeah,
a lot
go
of people
I didn't know
that.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
That's my least used feature. I will tell you that.
May I say something else to Mr. James Moore in regards to watches? He has several, he says, Citizen solar watches. I do have a Citizen watch that is solar, and one or two other watches that are solar powered as well. So you know, but I don't have a smartwatch. I just don't. And I have a lot of damn watches. I have a lot of time. And I'd like to say I have a lot of time on my hands, but it would be more on my wrists. I should wear all 31 watches one day.
Yeah.
And
Oh my gosh, yeah. Do
See
that.
how far up your arm you can get them, Ray, because
well,
most of my bands wouldn't go much above my wrist.
neither will mine, but I'll,
Yeah.
you know, we'll have to think of something special. Twist ties or something. I don't know. Yeah.
But I agree with Susanna here, Ray. If you were to get one, go with a Fitbit. I think that would fit you more than the Apple Watch
Why?
or an Android watch.
For
one, it's a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
It does everything that a smartwatch does without all the connectivity issues. You can connect it to your text if you want to, but it's not an automatic thing that you have to do. But it gives you all your vitals, which is great.
Hey, I don't need to know. You know, if I'm upright, that's vitally enough. You know, if I'm feeling dizzy or lightheaded, I don't need my Fitbit to tell me that. And if I had a Fitbit, the son of a bitch would scream at me all the time for not moving around enough. My children do that. I don't need a Fitbit for that.
So, Ray's Guide to Fitness. If you're standing, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
I'd say that's a good assessment. I mean,
yeah.
If you're not on your 2 feet, I mean, hey, yeah. I mean, you're either sleeping or sitting. But most of the time, if you can't get up on your feet, you got problems, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And then I do want to address K. Michael Anderson here. Says, is it a decline or slowdown of EVs? It's a slowdown. It's not a decline. Like, we're still at over 7%, and that number is going up. It's just going up slower. So it's like inflation. We say inflation is 3%. It was 12%. So inflation is slowed. Well, it's still inflating at 3%. Like, it's still growing. It's not a recession going down. Ditto EV adoption. It's not that people are giving up EVs and going back to ICE. That's not what's happening. EV adoption is still growing. It's just much, much slower. And now that manufacturers are making more of them, now we're starting to see them starting to sit on the lot because they're making them faster than demand.
Yeah, production has outstripped demand at this particular point. And I think we're all in agreement that the reason it has is because the prices are too damn high.
Prices are high. Look at one of the articles that we were just looking at. $10,000 more than its ICE equivalent.
I think that's an old statistic. I don't think on average they are $10,000 more. Well, maybe. What is the average price of a new vehicle in America? Because we know what the average EV is now. So,
well, the average transaction price today is about a little over 48,000, 48.2, something like that.
So, and the average EV's a little over 53.
Yeah, so it's a $5,000 difference.
Yeah, so about $5,000. But let's say at the beginning of the year, I would agree. Absolutely. It was $10,000. So we've cut that disparity in half so far. And I think that number continues to even out. But as I said to Justin last year, it's not all going to be about the price of the EV coming down. OEMs keep raising their MSRPs too. So on their ICE vehicles. So that's where some of this parity comes in as well.
Well,
true.
and the manufacturers do that because they need the profits from their ICE vehicles to underwrite their
Yeah.
future potential of EVs.
Hence
So,
the reason why all you see are top trim level vehicles on lots, right? You
yep.
know, talking about $70,000 Jeep Grand Cherokees, right, Ray? We saw a lot of those. Justice, we saw a lot of those this last weekend.
Yes, we did.
We did.
That was without markups.
Yeah, and we even helped to sell some of them.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I know. With discounts, right? Which
Yeah.
is great.
Discounts, with all available rebates, we could get everybody everything. But yeah, we also lost a couple deals because of it too, right, Phil? Like, there's some people who are just like, okay, that just in the end we got there, we ran the numbers, it just didn't make sense for
It just doesn't
for
make
that
sense
particular
on the leasing
person.
side.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Well, I mean, generally speaking, when you're looking at $70,000, most people that can be a problem. You know, even if you have, you know, discounts and, you know, rebates, right?
Yeah.
But it was on the lease side, right? I mean, even if you're looking at like a 4xe, what it was like almost $14,000 worth of rebates plus the CarEdge discount, and they were still pricing at about $800 a month.
Yeah.
On
Yeah,
a
because
lease with that,
the money factor was like 7.84 or something like that.
It was ridiculous.
It was some ridiculous number. And
7.4 it was equal. Residual was like between 50 and 52 depending on the mileage that you chose. I mean, just they were passing the rebates, but they were making it back on the money factor and the residual, and it was tough. It was tough on those ones.
Maybe they really know that in 3 years, those things will only be worth about 50% of what their original MSRP was.
Yeah,
maybe
they
know that in their heart of hearts.
Well, I mean, we're not technically used to that, right, Ray? So realistic residual set on leases are not. They were never really common like that. They were inflated or incentivized, right?
And for instance, in on the Jeep side of things, the Wranglers had one of the highest residual values out there.
Yes.
Okay, rivaled some of the Toyota products as what the residual values were. So to see a Jeep with a 50 or a 52% residual value,
I know.
It was hard to imagine.
It is. I mean, Grand Cherokees, you know, they were pre-COVID, were sitting in the mid 60s, if not higher. And I mean, you could easily pick up a $60,000 top of the line Grand Cherokee for, I don't know, probably right around $600 a month, right? I mean, today, no way. Even with $14,000 worth of credits coming in there.
It's hard to find any leased vehicle, you know, in the mid 60s RV right now. It just is like almost. I mean, there's a few out there, but most of them are still in the 50s. So, and I keep saying, I think almost all these OEMs see that there is something coming in the next 3 years, whether it be EVs, whether it be a market crash, whether it be recession. They all seem to be seeing something down the road coming, because almost nobody is doing, you know, even 60% right now.
Yeah.
There's a few, but so many are in the 50s, where you're like, oh, okay.
Yep. It's very few that I see in the 60s. I mean, even looking at Lexus deals, they're in the 50s, low 50s. Yeah. I mean, I was helping someone look at the NX 350. Yes. Wasn't even the actual hybrid, and it's a $49,000 vehicle, leasing out right at around $800 a month.
Oh my God!
Isn't that insane?
Yes.
Like, why do it? Buy it. Like,
a lot of these deals, like, it doesn't. I know we've pushed leasing before because it was an affordable option, but right now, man, you can do most of these vehicles are much better finance. I mean, there are some good leases out there. Don't get me. Hyundai Santa Fe was an amazing lease.
Right.
Like the money factor was 0.78%.
Yeah. Yep.
Right on that.
And Justice, that was one of the guys we met at the event. he was turned off by the $800 lease
Yeah.
payment, and then trying to compare to a 3-row Hyundai, and he could
Michael.
get
Yeah.
and
it was Michael.
and he could get that, and for probably $300 less per month, if not more.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it was
why?
a little more than
Why?
that
Why spend the
because
money?
Also,
Michael-
the residual value was much higher.
Michael,
Exactly.
whose son Gabriel had a birthday last Monday.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Michael with his
Because he got on the show,
Yes.
right? He
Yeah.
got on the show with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great time was all that was, guys.
It was. That was a lot.
Being
It was one of the most wonderful times I've ever had. Nearly killed me.
Yep.
Okay. But it was so much fun to meet so many people, to be able to help so many people, to be able to share with a dealer that there really is a better way of doing it,
absolutely.
and have that be successful. But yeah, damn near killed me. I mean, it was like I had.
Ray, that was
6
hours though that you guys just. I mean,
that was 7 hours. That was Ray was
almost
on
7
for
hours.
almost 7
of
hours.
Just,
yeah.
I mean, just for the short time that I jumped in and filled in for Zach a couple times, it's like you gotta be on it to think about what to talk about and how to move forward on. And you guys have the synergy, right? I mean, you guys just pair well together and really do well, but still doesn't take away from, you got to be on it for 7 hours.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I really had no idea as to how spent I was at the end of it. But right. I was absolutely, totally 100% spent.
Yeah.
But I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Yep.
And I just want to say, from a media point of view, Ray was completely spent, but we had to film 2 more segments. And the very last one of the day, and this was like almost 2 hours after everything was off air. We'd been waiting around outside in the heat for like 30 minutes, and it was awful. And so everyone knows, Ray is such a professional. I guarantee you, when you see the footage of that, if you ever see that footage, you will not know that was the last shot of the day. There was so much, Ray had so much energy. Like I was just behind the camera. I didn't have as much energy as Ray did. It was incredible. So a true media professional who then collapsed, and we had to call the ambulance and had to take.
Wow.
I didn't quite collapse, but I did make it back to the hotel, and I was asleep by 8:40 that night. And I woke up at 7:30 the next morning and still didn't feel good.
I woke up. I was sore and tired. And like I wasn't even sitting talking all day, so
I do mean it. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I really would.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great.
Absolutely.
You can do it in Savannah, Georgia next.
Yep.
I've always wanted to go to Savannah. I hear it's just a hotbed of some good Southern cooking,
and a lot of ghosts. The most haunted city in America. So
there you have it.
And it's where they filmed Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. If you haven't seen that movie, Ray, you need to see that one. Great Clint Eastwood movie.
Okay, well, I'll have to see if I can find it somewhere and stream it.
It's out there. But it is about time for your lunch, Ray.
It is indeed.
What are you having today?
I still have a little bit of brisket to finish up. But I don't have a lot of rye bread because, I fed my son yesterday afternoon. So I'm thinking it just might be some rye toast with some peanut butter and jelly.
So you have brisket, but not a lot of rye bread. So you're going to use the rye bread and not eat the
because
brisket.
there's not enough.
I'm confused about that.
Maybe I'll make it. Maybe I'll make like an Elvis, and I'll have peanut butter and jelly and brisket.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. I have done the fried peanut butter and banana many a time. It's a good sandwich. It hurts the heart a little bit when you're eating it, but it's a good sandwich.
Oh my God, we'll have to visit Igor when we're down in Savannah.
Hey, Igor. Yeah, we're going to be down there next week. Can we stay at your place?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Come on, Igor, put us up. Well, I won't be there, but put them up.
yeah. I won't be
then-
there either, but that's besides the point. I
Yeah.
won't be there until we do the event.
That's
Right.
right. Igor, if you'd like to put Phil and a couple strangers up, they would really appreciate that.
Well, Zach, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach's not a stranger, and neither's Phil.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
See?
but the other two are.
Well, they could be.
There's only 3 of us going.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Dan and James. No, which
No.
one's not? Oh,
It's
okay.
just Zach, myself, and Dan.
Oh, okay. No, not James. Okay, so
Yeah.
just one stranger. That's fine.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's
Uh,
fine.
And
Yeah,
Dan's
yeah.
not strange.
No, Dan
No.
Dan is an amazing person.
Yeah.
That
Well,
I'm
It's
not saying
time
he's
for me to-
strange.
it's-
He's just a stranger.
yeah. It's time for me to get some lunch.
All right, everyone have a good day. We will be back here Tuesday, but not Wednesday. 'Cause
Okay.
Ray, you'll be working, Ray.
I know I will.
Yeah.
My calendar's full. And Zach and I believe, will be back tomorrow night on the main channel
Cool.
for Saturday night live with your friends at CarEdge. So look forward to that as well.
And before we go, just a forward note: we also are fully launching at CarEdge Coaches social media next week.
Very
So
cool.
all of our coaches will be on social media. Any of the social medias, just find us at CarEdge Coaches, and we will be posting content, deal reviews. You'll get to meet all of the coaches, hear all of our thoughts and ideas in short little bursts. So,
I think that's wonderful.
yeah, so
I'm
stay tuned
excited
for that
about
next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Team is ready.
All
Well,
right,
you
so
guys have a great weekend.
you too, Ray.
Thanks, Ray.
Yep.
You too.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bye.